And I thought we'd talk today a little bit about the short game of golf, probably the most important part of golf to help you score better. Let's run through a few basics first of all, what you need to do when you're hitting chip shots or pitch shots. Depending on what you've got in front of you will determine what club you use, but most of the time you're going to use a pitching wedge or a sand iron to hit this type of shot, because usually you've got to go over bunkers, things like that. First of all, I want you to position the ball roughly in the middle of your feet. Depending on the length of shot will determine how wide your stance is. I see a lot of people when they have little chip shots, they still have a wide stance like they were hitting a driver. Try and narrow that stance up a bit when you're not taking a full swing. A little bit more weight on your left side, probably roughly 60-40. So a little bit more weight forward. And naturally enough, you're standing closer to the ball. Why? Simply because the club makes you do that. So it's a lot shorter than a driver or a long iron, so you should be standing a bit closer to the ball. Now from here, there's two basic principles I want you to try and work on. When you take the club back, I want you to first of all, make sure you're going to swing your arms, not just use your wrists, because a lot of people tend to do that. They don't move their arms. So we want to swing our arms, and we want to try and get the club a little bit steeper than normal, so the shaft's nearly in line with your feet. So it's on the same line as your feet. We don't want the club in here. Don't really want it out there, but most people tend to swing it inside too far. So try and get that club out nice and wide so it's parallel with the line of your feet. And then from there, I want you to turn through. So back and through. Make sure you turn through. Most people tend to get a little bit this way, a little bit flicky, because first of all, they're not turning through, which in turn, at least you get your weight on your left side when you're turning through, as opposed to flicking in with your weight on your back foot. So let's try that and see how we go. Okay, and depending on the length of shot will determine how long a swing you make. So if you've only got a 10-metre chip shot, you might only take the club back to there and through similar distance. Usually the follow through is a little bit longer than the backswing. So just try those tips. If you can't get out at the moment, maybe in the backyard, hang a blanket or something like that on your clothesline and just practice chipping into that. Don't get too far away because the ball will probably go over the top of it, hopefully, if you do the right thing. So hopefully that helps, and we'll talk to you again soon.